Hello, Lorraine here for GoGo Getaway and for our June Getaway Early Class Wholehearted. So here we have an image of the kit supplies that we used. They're also detailed in your instructions, so it'll be easy to find those elements that I've used for the kit. So you can see I've used the stamps and the thickers, the lovely Amy Tangerine Brave and Bold, some of the stickers from that range that are featured there, a couple of those lovely wooden flowers, the embroidery thread, and that lovely frame, die cut frame. I don't actually use Smiles All Round or Grateful, but they're in this session, so you can swap out anything that I use and know that you haven't got anything missing for other classes. So it's really quite a simple class to ease you into the weekend. So it's all about these beautiful paints. It comes in this really cute little container, everything there ready for you to go. So you've got water and everything in there. So what I do first of all is cut that lovely heart pattern paper in half landscape, which is great because actually cleverly designed, the hearts actually you don't cut into any of them when you slice that way. So I'm just roughly cutting out all of the hearts ready for fussy cutting. I found it a lot quicker to cut these out first like this and then go round and fussy cut each one. Yeah, so I just pop them in their colour piles, just making sure I've got all the ones there, even if they've got a tiny little edge missing, because that's fine when fussy cut. So I'm not going to make you watch all of the fussy cutting here of the hearts, but I basically go through and cut them all out. The pieces that are cut off I get rid of, there's no need to save those for anything. So this class is all about the hearts, so all about the fussy cut hearts as well as the lovely colours in the paints that coordinate so well with this range. So we're going to do colour on colour. Here I am just positioning how I think I want the design to be until I'm happy with it. I've just got one single photo there, a landscape photo, but this could work with a bigger photo or two photos. You really do have that space to make it your own. So just very lightly with the pencil that is in that little set, I'm just going round and just lightly drawing around each one, so I've got a guideline of where to paint. Now although it's only a light line, you can't actually rub that line off once you've painted over, as I discovered. So yeah, do draw that lightly. You can't really see the line anyway if it is still there after you've painted over it, because those fussy cut hearts go back down over the painted hearts. So as you can see, each one self-explanatory really. I haven't made you sit and watch all the painting of the hearts. So each one I've just done colour on colour, so the pink, the teal, the black and that limey green. So I've used the outline first and then filled in, and I filled in with sort of an up and down sort of vertical lines, purely because that gives that wash of the vertical lines, which mimics the lines actually on the pattern paper fussy cut hearts. Although you don't see it all underneath, you can obviously see some. So that is the direction that I've done the paint. So yeah, I just found it easy to just very carefully, almost like sketching in with the watercolour, the outline of the heart, and then fill in the centre with downward strokes. So there I'm doing one of those more bottle green hearts there. Really lovely relaxing way to ease yourself into the weekend, which hopefully by the time you're watching this we're actually all together in a room. Fingers crossed. Yes, we can't go around quite like we would normally do to show you the classes and answer any questions. Hopefully this process video will help explain any of those bits that can't show close up to you in person. There. So I just added in the 2 black there. Didn't take long to dry at all. So I'm just going with each fussy cut heart and just going around distressing those, just to add a little bit more texture. Again, haven't got on camera. We're doing that to all of the hearts, but I actually do that to all of them. So here I am, getting them ready to lay back down onto the dry hearts. Before I do that, I'm going to mount my photo. So I've picked out there the other 6x12 piece of that heart paper, so this is the reverse. Just giving that a really narrow border. So I've got that quite wide white border on my photo, so this pattern paper doesn't get lost in that, but adds a bit of colour. Again, just distressing those edges to match in with the fussy cut hearts. Love this photo of my daughter. It's on the morning of her wedding when she was having her makeup done, but all the colours in the colour palette that was used on her eyes really match and are really sort of vibrant for the colour of on the layout, including the container, the packaging of the makeup. So it was brilliant to use. Really worked in well, really popped. So kept it quite simple there, just thinking, right, okay, what else can we add with that photo? So getting ready to just add some 3D foam, just a small section on the back of the photo to raise it. Much prefer that than the foam pads, because it just creates a really flat background to a photo. And I'm just thinking about layering behind that photo to just make that more of a feature and stand out in amongst all these lovely hearts. So I'm adding that frame. So I come back to that in a moment. So I've come back to the hearts here. So I'm thinking, where am I going to position that? How do I want the hearts to be? I want to make sure that photo is straight. There's nothing worse than thinking that you've got that straight, putting it down and finishing and then holding it up and it's just a little bit off. So I'm just coming in here with my ruler and marking that. So I'm using a couple of the stamps here from that lovely stamp set you have in your kits. So there it's like the little label, the little journaling label. I actually use that with the black stays on to make a nice crisp stamped image of just, I think I used 3, maybe 4. Yeah, two each side. So again, that just adds a further border and interest under the photo. So I'm just lining that up, seeing what it looks like. And just coming back in there. So yeah, really happy how that frames the photo with the narrow border of the pattern paper pink side, that lovely die cut frame, and then the 4 stamped images. For some reason the frames on my video aren't flowing quite well. I don't know what's up with my the speeded internet here, but excuse the rather clunky sort of frame, movements of the frame. So yep, just coming in and sticking that down. I'm really happy with that. Okay, looks like we're back to normal speed. So on the pink ones, just for interest, I actually flipped the pink fussy cut hearts reverse. So bringing in that black small flowers, blossoms and pink background, which also picks up the same paper that's at the back of my photo as a mount. And then just colour on colour. Now I don't only stick them centrally, just glue down the centre of each heart so you can lift and raise, you know, each side of the heart up to just give it that bit more dimension and see the pretty paint underneath. As you can see where I painted the hearts, you just go over the line slightly so that you can see, like, it's almost like a shadow behind. Yeah, so colour on colour. Really happy with that. So now time to yeah, embellish and add some of the final details onto my page. So I've got those really cute little wooden flower hearts. What I do is give them a bit of a whitewash to tone in with the rest of the layout. So I just use some of the white paint, just add a couple of layers, just let it dry slightly in between. It did dry really quickly. It doesn't make a solid cover, it's just like a whitewash, which is a really lovely effect. Just softens that wood down a little. And these little blossoms are lovely because there's almost like the same blossoms in that pink side of that heart paper. But of course, if you want to do them black so they stood out more, or coordinating colour, you've got lots to choose from in that lovely watercolour palette. So I'm adding the Perfect Day die cut here, and Sassy somewhere as well, because I thought Perfect Day, wedding, brilliant. She's got really cool lashes, having her makeup done. So I thought Sassy lashes, just perfect. So the word lashes is made up of those thickers, which fits in perfect in that gap as well. So I'm just using that thickers lining up rule there. So we are memory keepers, I think, but that, yeah. Or is it? No, it isn't. I think it is actually a thickers make, isn't it? It's thick as an American Crafts branding one. I love these. There's some curved ones as well, but it really helps you line up everything. Use them a lot. So there we go. So it fits perfect in there. I didn't know I was going to use that title, so that was really lucky. Worked out well. So Sassy, that little die cut Sassy is going in there, and it's got a bit of shimmery sort of gold finish to it, which again just is really cute for making the layout just a little bit sparkly in amongst all those fun colours. So just adding that just over those hearts. I think I have to cut some of my foam pads here into tiny ones to fit on that. Okay, so I'm coming in here with a couple more hearts. I think, yeah, I just want to have another one there, and it creates a perfect spot then for that Perfect Day. I do try grateful, doesn't quite work, the wording or the black, so I stick with Perfect Day. So there again, I'm coming in and just distressing the edges. The photo makes me laugh because it looks really calm, serene, everything all together, but actually I think we had 2 little bridesmaids in the background, 3 grown-up ones, me, the photographers, makeup, hair. Yeah, in the background it wasn't quite as chilled, but so the background story to that is also quite funny, and I must document that somewhere, probably on the back of the layout. So yeah, so here I'm actually decided to add some of that black embroidery thread, again just for a bit of texture, interest. I actually just add that on the centre lines of the pink. Didn't want to add it on it all, so there I am just showing you how I've done that just on one, but I do do that to all 3 of those pink ones. So the 2 flower ones and the solid pink. Just a running stitch, quite chunky. So I'm thinking there, does that need to run off it? And I'm thinking, yeah, it needs to mirror the top. So here I am doing that too. And just finishing off at the back there. Perfect. So there you see I've done those other two off camera. Really happy with how they look. So I thought, okay, so some of these other stamps in there could go really well, and I'm looking at that heart bow onto the heart, and that works really well. So what I did actually was stamp that with black stays onto a piece of just spare card, little piece of remnant card, and then fussy cut it out. I mean, that was quite fiddly, so if you really don't want to do fiddly, then you can stamp that directly onto that heart. I just wanted it to have a little bit of dimension and be an element on top. So I'm thinking where to place these wooden blossoms now they've dried, and I decide that, yeah, adding elements, I'll keep it just to the pinks and just adding that into the middle. So I'm really pleased with how the Wholehearted page has come together. It's really perfect. Some of the things that were included in the kit that I could use, there was this fun eye, there was stickers that were lips. Again, it just worked so well with my photo really, and yeah, and makeup and eyes and doing eyes, so it really came together lovely. I mean, obviously there's other things in those stickers that I haven't used, so you will be able to pick and choose and make it work for your photos too. Really love doing the hearts. So there they are, a close-up of them. You can really see that paint underneath, and there's my finished layout. Thank you for joining me.